going to go...
I don't think they're going to counter it with anything. I think they're just going to take 2 picks that they prefer.
Okay.
So yeah, probably the bot lane, Tarek.
Tark's safe.
Fupu's takes a lot of Tarek, actually. Their next pick is probably going to be an AD carry paired up with that. Or they could go for the Jarvan.
I haven't seen a Jarvan jungle at all. Well, at least in the games that I played this weekend, I haven't seen anyone play Jarvan against us, but we've been banning him a lot.
Jarvan did actually get recent nerfs to his E, so he doesn't give... It's like the Jarvan-Tarek combo, it used to be famed for giving like a lot of armor to the whole team, but now that Jarvan got his nerf to his E, he doesn't have that persistent aura on the E.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of a nerf.
Yeah, they're just going for big aura teams and that, so we'll see. Do you think Tarek will be picking up Aegis there for that team, or do you think it'll be the jungler who will be getting the Aegis on that?
I think it would be smart on Tarek.
On Tarek, for sure? Okay.
Yeah, because of his shatter and how much he benefits from that shatter with having more armor.
Oh yeah, the more armor, the more armor.
Yeah. So we see an MF pick and a Janna. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the Janna. Usually we see a lot of aggressive supports from the blue team.
Okay.
And Thresh is something that wouldn't surprise me.
And Thresh has been amazing as of late. He's just been they make so good plays. That Lantern, I tell you.
They seem to have a pretty good AoE comp.
Yes, they do.
Forming right now as well.
What do you think Nundo and Valkyrie are going to get for the top lane and then their middle lane? What do you think they're leaning more towards?
Well, I did hear something earlier about a secret AoE comp, but I won't reveal that just yet.
So you got the inside scoop already then?
Of course.
Oh, okay. So
Caster's got to come prepared, man.
Oh, okay. Yes, I hear ya. Being good friends with him and everything.
But how's it rolling right now? It does seem like they're going to get the 2 picks that they want. And if they do, that's a deadly AoE comp.
Yes.
So you see the Graves picked up alongside the Tark, so that's going to be a lot of armor in the bottom lane to counter that MF.
Graves Tark always a very, very good bottom lane. I think we ended up playing against that Graves Tark lane, and we actually just kind of traded even with them for the longest time, and we could not kill them for the longest time. Ori, I've seen their Ori middle. He played fairly good. He did good. He missed a couple ults, but then he had some really great ones that just turned that game around for them.
I'm anticipating if either of these mids would take teleport. We see teleport a lot in competitive play these days. It's coming like a fad to just gank easier with that teleport in the mid lane.
My big question for you is, what do you think of the cleanse on Graves instead of barrier?
Well, there's a lot of stuff to cleanse. There's the Shenton, the Thresh Death Sentence.
Okay.
There's the Anivia Q and the Aurelia Stun.
Okay.
So they didn't go with the AoE comp that I was anticipating, but nonetheless, a very strong lineup.
See, and a lot of people have been saying that barrier, just the effective health that you get, if you go barrier and almost a red pot on your AD, it's like 300 plus extra health in like that first trade.
A lot of it does depend on where you're going with the game. Like with MF, it makes sense to me to go barrier because you're really focused on the laning phase.
Yes.
With Graves, I guess you have the choice to go either, but with the blue team, they do have a lot of CC to lock down that Graves, so if he does get caught, and without that cleanse, he'd be in a lot of trouble.
Instead of Aurelia, we actually see Akali coming from Bankara. What do you think?
Akali's that kind of pick that doesn't have any real bad matchups. Like, a lot of people would say Lee Sin's a bad matchup or Rumble's a bad matchup, but past 6, you're not getting away from Akali.
No, exactly.
And she has so much map presence too. Akali's just missing, and then all of a sudden you see her dashing down your lane, and then you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Rumble pick is good. So what do you think of each team that we have right now? What do you think of the blue team and their composition, what they're hoping to accomplish within like the first 10 minutes of the game?
The early game, I wouldn't expect too much from that, actually. The bot lane would have a lot of action, but not too much from the mid lane. We might see an early invade with the Anivia wall and the Thresh hook, as well as the Shenton. But from the blue team, they could also go for an invade, honestly. They do have, both teams have good level 1s. Orianna has the face check, the on-hit stun with Tarek, the armor boost, or I guess not anymore, but the damage reduction from Jarvan the AoE stun from Jax, and the smoke screen, which is so deadly from Graves.
Oh yes. Because I know, like, when I play my Graves, it's like, I don't know, I just don't play much AD, but I've always thought that you'd always pick up your buckshot first skill, but it's smokescreen, that's what you're supposed
It's
to do?
no, it's not actually. Buckshot is the in-lane choice, but usually when you're going for an invade, you shouldn't be leveling up any of your skills until you get to the point where
You have to.
you have to fight.
Okay.
And in that situation, I would level up smokescreen because it just disrupts the team so much.
Yes. Let's see here. So, game's almost ready to go. It looks like we're going to be starting fairly soon. I think we'll still have our 3-minute delay after that. Otherwise, so what we have for the top matchup, we have Akali versus Jax. Who do you feel like is going to be bullying the other person in this one?
Judging from the player skill, I would have to give this to Vankara and the fact that Akali can snowball off a small advantage so hard.
Yes.
I'm going to have to say Akali's going to win that matchup.
So you're expecting a early gank from K for Kimchi up top as a possibility, or do you think just Vankara's pure skill and lane will win?
I think Shen would be more focused on the bottom lane because ganking for an Akali pre-6 actually doesn't do much
Yes.
because she has no CC to offer herself.
Oh, yes.
And since Jax also has his leap strike to get away from those Shen ganks, so you have the taunt.
Okay.
But
You just
if he
don't have
gets
any follow-up.
Yeah, if he gets away from that taunt, even if he gets taunted, he can Q away, and then you either both have to blow flashes to get to him, and then he can just blow flash, or you get nothing out of it. It's just wasted time.
And then another one is we've seen the Nivea versus Orianna a lot in a lot of the professional tournaments. It seems that they always just end up being big farm lanes in the middle, and then they go to make their big plays at like when it's time for huge objectives such as Dragon. So what you're expecting, just both of them to farm it out quite a lot, and we'll see where it goes, or do you think Nando's looking to kill?
I think this is more of an opportunity for a kill for Orianna.
Mhm.
There's a lot of outplay potential in that mid lane with the balls and the walls.
Yes.
So I guess it'll come down to individual skill as well as the jungle pressure. J4 is notorious for camping that mid lane as soon as he hits 3 with that EQ combo and the W, and it's just so hard to get away from that.
Yeah, hoping to blow Nando's flash,
Yeah.
probably what he's looking to do, because you want to get rid of that level 4 flash fairly early, so that their mid lane doesn't feel safe anymore, for sure. Even though he's got the Anivia egg and everything.
Another thing to note is Orianna actually doesn't have a lot of burst damage early on in the game. Even
Mhm.
later on in the game, she's more focused on towards kiting,
Okay.
although her damage does ramp up.
So it's all about more the utility to start, like the ability to have your speed
Yeah,
burst,
like-
have your shield
When champions hit level 6, there's like a big
boost.
change, but Anivia is gonna benefit from that a lot more than Orianna is, just because Orianna with the level 6 she gains more utility
And
like
more-
right at that moment,
Yeah.
as opposed to damage later on.
Yes.
But then Anivia just gets the damage straight up.
Yes, the more damage straight up, because then you have your R and then you have your W, or is W the wall?
W is the wall.
W is the wall. Then you have your E,
Yeah.
which is your big damage.
I'm interested to see the 2v2 lanes play out in the bottom lane.
Oh yes. We'll see. We got Misfortune and Thresh. Have you seen a lot of games with Misfortune and Thresh? They kind of like set each other up. You throw down your cage and then the Misfortune ult on top of it.
Yeah, Misfortune's actually become really popular lately just because of how strong she is in the lane.
Mhm.
And her ult is basically you press R to win the team fight.
Exactly.
And you see all of the new fad of Curse of the Sad Bullet Time or whatever it is now. You see teams trying to run AoE comps like that, and that might be kind of what they're trying to do here with
Okay.
the Thresh.
What do you feel is going to be the best item for Misfortune to be running, like first item? Do you think? Because I've seen Misfortune's Bloodthirster and also Black Cleaver. Do you think Black Cleaver is a good pickup on Misfortune or not really?
Black Cleaver would win them the lane, is what I'm thinking. Because of how much armor that lane has, the Bloodthirster wouldn't give that much to her instantly.
Mm-hmm.
But if she picks up a Black Cleaver, you'll see a huge damage boost. But in teamfights, the team wouldn't benefit from Black Cleaver at all, actually, because she's the only physical damage. Shen's Qs and passive actually does magic damage.
Yes.
So unless that player gets a Trinity Force, you won't see much physical damage from him. So it's actually an odd comp coming from blue team, where you have the Akali jumping and trying to assassinate, and probably the Shen shield going on top of Akali.
Uh-huh.
And then you'll have the Thresh,
Thresh follow-up.
Anivia, and Misfortune doing AoE burst.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. So we got the game starting here right now. Everyone's just buying. Hopefully, get out really quick. We have the blue team actually getting out ahead
Yeah,
of,
they win the race.
and we'll see how it goes.
So Akali's heading down bottom lane. I expect Thresh to ward their own blue and then swing down bot with them. So I guess we're going to be seeing an early blue invade
Yeah, and
from the blue team.
we had red pinking up near the reds, so we'll see what they're looking at.
Welcome to
do you
Summer's
feel,
Rift.
Red's going to be playing more of a defensive game to start or more offensive?
I think Red has the...
I suggest
I think
you run.
I would have to give
I
the
want
level
to
1
savor
to...
this. I suggest you run.
Red team?
I want to savor this. I
I
suggest
played
you
with a lot
run.
of these players before,
I
and
want
I'd
to
have to
savor
give the
this.
skill factor to the blue team. So it would really come down to the team play.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess from this level 1, we'll find out.
Yeah. Looks
30
like
seconds
blue is
to
actually getting ready to
spawn.
invade because they've got their blue warded. Red team is just kind of playing defensive right now. We'll see if they can actually catch Tarek right away here. So we'll see how it goes. When do you think they're going to go?
I think they're going to go at 140. Usually when you... or around the 140 mark, as you see a bunch of pings going down actually by the blue team. Usually when the jungler goes off to do the wolves, the whole team will go to help him. So you won't see anyone guarding that blue bush over there.
Minions have spawned.
And that's when the whole team sneaks in and then someone face checks and then that's history.
Yeah.
But we do see the purple team spots the... Oh, and we get a flash taunt.
And that will be first blood.
That's first blood for MF. That's
Yeesh.
very bad for the purple team because that's exactly the person you don't want the first blood on.
Exactly.
That's also setting behind Jarvan.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Jarvan's going to his red right now. Jax will be at his top lane a lot earlier than Akali, but I think Jax is actually going to help
Yeah,
Jarvan
Jax
here.
is going to help Jarvan in the jungle, so that...
Doesn't really give him much of an advantage
Yeah,
then,
there
but
won't
he
be...
could have had.
Usually you see a lot of top laners try to do some cheese strats with the Fortitude pot and try to get level 2 fast and just zone them or get an early kill, catching them off guard with the level advantage. But it looks like that advantage is actually going to go to Akali, getting the first blood experience as well as the early minion experience.
So right now we got the Ori and Anivia just kind of farming out the lanes right now. As of right now, we don't know what's going to really happen. We'll see if anyone's going to do some big trades, but we'll see how it goes. Akali's already at level 2, so she does have that level advantage right now on Jax as well.
Surprisingly, blue team is already 800 gold ahead, 900 gold ahead.
Yes, and you just look at the bottom here. We have their CS is so different. We got Akali at 10 compared to Jax's 3 and 4.
I guess that is to be expected because Akali did get that early level up, as I said. So we might see Jax coming a bit more into the game. Another thing would be Jax hits a huge power spike at level 6, so he'll have a lot of potential to come back against Akali at level 6 if he buys a pink ward or two, so he can actually
Be aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Attack Akali while she's trying to hide in her shroud. We see Shen trying to make something happen in the middle lane, but he gets spotted out by a ward.
Yes.
And then he swings to the top lane. No.
No, he's not doing that. Okay, so down here we got Misfortune and Thresh rotating. They're choosing to push their lane really hard actually without a ward right now, but it looks like Fubus is going to ward right now up at Dragon.
They have so many minions right now that even if Jarvan were to come, they could 3v2 this.
3v2 this?
As long as they were in between their minions, I guess now it's less of an opportunity because the minions are pushed so far to the tower, and we get a pull onto the Graves and almost a kill. We see the Graves blow his cleanse actually.
Okay, so that's like gone already. That's really good then.
I guess he mistook, or did he cleanse the Thresh, or did he mistake Misfortune's W for the Ignite? Either way, Graves' cleanse is down, so
Yes,
that
exactly.
leaves a window for the blue team to capitalize on.
We actually have no flash on Anivia as well, so that's a big thing. We got a big fight going on right here. It's like,
Looks like Orianna does get the better end of that trade, however does not choose to pursue. That was a small victory for purple team though.
and that Ori shield that's so powerful. Stops so much damage.
This is worrying. The purple team is behind 1k so early into the game.
Do you think it's just because that first blood to start, or is it just like they're just the ability to see us so much better?
I don't know. I mean, they shouldn't be letting just one first blood snowball this hard to a 1k deficit 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Like you're looking at their jungler who actually has 15 CS. I mean, that's just as much as their AD carry right now as well. Let's see what happens here.
Their AD is pretty far behind, but in the mid lane, Orianna is beating Anivia by about 5. In the top lane, there's a huge deficit of 13 CS towards Jax. So that might be where all that's coming from. But minions actually don't make a huge difference this early into the game. So I'm actually really curious what that 1k difference is coming from.
Would have it just been like all of them when they all jumped onto?
I guess the assist
yeah,
gold,
5
yeah.
assists, right? Because I believe they all hit.
But assist gold
Orianna.
caps out at 170, I believe.
170 is what it caps out at.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have bot lane back in here, middle lane back in. Everyone's just kind of farming out their lanes. We have Venkar and I am not no legend actually trading up here. Akali is getting very close to being 6 soon.
Akali still has her fortitude potion, so she could bait Jax quite heavily here, and we do see Jax backing off, recalling. So Akali's going to be hitting 6 way before this Jax, and that's going to create even more problems for him.
Do you feel like once Akali hits 6, do you feel like she's going to buy up, and then come back with 3 kick procs?
I don't think she needs to. She could just straight up fight the Jax. Even if she blows all 3 alt stacks, it's not going to harm her. She just gets them back by the time she's back in lane, and she could chunk through a whole lot of HP potions of this Jax, or even push him out of lane.
Standard. We actually haven't seen much jungle play or like junglers trying to create ganks and that yet in the game.
We did see a little bit in the mid lane, but nothing really came out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
As we see some trades going on bottom lane.
I feel like Fupus right now is really bullying this bottom lane out of
Yeah,
of
a
experience.
thing about Thresh is he gets so tanky from absolutely nothing.
Yes, exactly.
His passive is just so strong as the game progresses, and we're already seeing that in the early game. So Orianna is going very aggressive onto this Anivia, but she does flash away, getting to safety. She doesn't have the egg, however.
We got
Jarvan goes aggressive. Shen could have taunted there, but Anivia would not have the mana to follow up on that. So a very smart decision by the blue team to back off there.
So right now we got just still standard trade in that. So when do you feel like the first dragon's going to be coming out in this game? Do you think they're going to try to do it like 9 minutes really early on, or just kind of like we'll see how their lane goes? Do you think bottom's going to push in early, or like look to farm it out hard?
By how bottom is going right now, I expect an early dragon kill or tower kill for Samuel and Fupus to just push this lead home. I mean, it's so early into the game, but I guess that is because of MF and how strong she is during the laning phase. But they're dominating this lane.
Yes, they were there. Samuel's actually at 51 CS to Graves' 43 plus a kill. That was the first blood, so she's got a big advantage right now.
Yeah, like Graves just cannot trade with this MF right now, and we see a level 6 MF to a level 5 Graves now.
Exactly.
I suggest you run. I want to see.
Venkar doing his nice taunts right now. Looks like he's pushing in his lane. Kali still has the red pot and actually went back and bought arm guard.
That's actually a really smart decision. Arm guard is a very strong item to counter those AD tops right now, or any bruisers, even in the mid lane. I feel like that's one of the items they really need to tweak right now, along with Blade of the Ruin King and Bilgewater Cutlass.
You think arm guard is like just too powerful right now?
Yeah, it's way too powerful right now. Maybe.
Do you feel like pretty much AP tops? Do you think they're just dominating the top lane, like a Rumble, Kali, Vlad as well?
Like generally, you pick a bruiser into the lane to dominate the lane, right?
Yes, exactly.
But then when they buy an arm guard, it's like they lose that domination.
Exactly.
Because then AP carry will always outscale a bruiser into the late game.
Oh,
As we see Akali diving top with the Shen ult, and she picks up the kill.
Yeah. That was a really good coordination by K for Kimchi there and Venkar there. Really
And that
well done.
armor helping out so much with that dive.
Good dodge there by Orianna there. Looks like she's kind of baiting him in. Jarvan's coming in as well. Jarvan's not 6 yet, but that doesn't matter, it looks
Maybe
like.
getting egged once again. Not going aggressive for some reason. I feel like that's a mistake.
I think they're scared for top lane coming down there and looking to assist them there.
That is true.
Looks like we got Samuel and Fupus getting ready to take down this turret here real fast.
Top tower is going pretty low as well by that Shen.
Yes.
They could be going for an early push on top and then transitioning over to the dragon.
What do you feel like about bottom lane actually backing here? They're just sacrificing their tower to Fupus and Samuel?
I don't think that's a smart decision.
Like they should have almost stayed there and
Although-
had Jarvan come to help them.
I don't think they had wards, so they were kind of forced into it.
That's a completely free tower there.
Yeah, giving free money to the enemy team is never a good idea.
Exactly. We have the jungler Shen up top now. Shen's got his Madrid's Ender's Boots, so he can trade fairly good. He's Shen, so his Vorpal Blade will heal him. Jax is looking to fight here. I think Shen's dead here.
I don't think so. Shen. Oh, there's a
leap cooldown?
possibility.
Yeah,
Oh,
there he goes.
just barely.
Oh, now he uses his ult. I was expecting that to come a little bit early. Jarvan is now 6, so they may be able to turn. There we go. Saved his life. No, or not.
Akali picking up another kill on Jax, so that's really bad for the purple team. You don't want an Akali snowballing.
So for first item on Akali, do you feel like it's going to be Hextech into Revolver, or do you think she'll finish out Azani's first? I feel
think-
like when I go Hextech Revolver.
Yeah, I think
first.
he'll finish the Gunblade first,
Mhm.
and then maybe a Warmogs or a Death Cap even.
We have a fight going on middle here right now. Orianna is trying to beat out Nando here. Ooh.
Oh, the Anivia coming back with an E to the face of Orianna.
Did Orianna cancel auto attack there? I felt like by moving around too much.
I think he might have, because I don't think Anivia should have gotten that kill.
Yeah, it felt like Orianna like had her auto attack and then like tried to move out of position to like maybe dodge a Q, and then just.
She still had her flash up. She could have used that to dodge the Q.
Oh, yeah, that
And that
too.
definitely would have secured the kill.
Yeah. We have standard trading going on bottom here. We have Graves with the Vampiric Scepter, Dorn's Blade, as compared to MF's BF Sword, Vampiric Scepter, Dorn's Blade, and Boots. That is just so much more damage on
And MF
MF.
is just becoming a nightmare for that bottom lane.
We have red team pinging Dragon in that right now. It's not warded for blue team, but Shen is coming in and they see this gank coming, so that's good.
I don't think the red team actually has any opportunity to contest this dragon. I mean, Shen has his teleport up very soon, so he could just like push that top lane against Jax. And I think it's fair to say he could even fight that Jax this early into the game.
We have a
We have a
great
fight going down at the enemy blue buff. Akali going very deep in, trying to get the kill on Orianna.
Akali.
And he does get it.
There we go. Easy dragon now for blue team that we have here. Cannot be contested. So Jack should be able to get this top tower down.
Red team going to trade for a turret up top.
We have a fight going on here with Nando and Vankera.
Akali might be dead here.
She's going to get at least one though. Stealth out. Hopefully Thresh can come up here and save
Yeah,
him.
the Thresh is gonna be able to
Slain the dragon.
Or they could just go for more kills.
Blue team
wow.
double kill.
He could even get this one.
And then here's another one come here.
Team's turret
There we
has
go.
been destroyed.
Going very deep, diving the second tower bottom
Blue
lane
team
at only
triple
level 10.
kill.
Yeah, it's a 6-0 calling now. It's going to be really hard to deal with right now, especially for Orion and Graves when she just
Exactly.
assassinate them so easy. That and Samuel still hasn't died yet, and he just keeps farming. Just keeps on farming.
Samuel's getting really big now.
Yeah, he's going to be a menace come late game, even in this mid game push that they're going to be doing here. Right now.
I think there is still a possibility to come back in the late game with how
Good their team
red
comp is?
Yeah, red team has a very solid team comp with their AoE.
Mhm.
They have the Jarvan knockup into the Orianna shockwave, and then the Jarvan
And
ulti
Jax.
just keep them in, then the Jax, and the Graves ulti. I mean, there's a lot of AoE potential on that team if they can just line it all up together.
And execute it really well.
Yeah, but the problem with that also is that the blue team has a lot of AoE of their own.
Exactly.
So again, it's just gonna come down to
Who gets the stronger initiate and
Yeah.
like the better
the
initiate.
clutch team plays.
Exactly. We have Oriana picking up a blue right here.
Red
Akali
team's turret
just
has
killed
been
the top
destroyed.
tower. Looks like she's going to keep pushing and keep applying pressure up top.
A very early 7k gold lead, or excuse me, 6k gold lead.
Yes. We have Thresh looking at. Oh, when Thresh steals the blue. Wow.
Red team's
Impressive.
turret has been
That was
destroyed.
clutch.
To
Play.
be able to out damage the AP mid as support, that is very impressive.
Wow. I don't think they're expecting that. We have a fight up here with Akali and Jax. It's good flash by Jax there. Got her nice and safe. Yeah, Akali's actually very low.
Thresh already has about 40 ability power just from stacking up his passive.
Wow. See, and I've actually never played Thresh, so I don't understand fully how he is, but I know his passive gives him armor and ability power is how it
Yeah.
is.
And he's sitting on about 40 armor
About
just
40
from that
armor as well.
passive.
Just from the passives.
One thing they did do to stabilize how hard. Oh, Keith Kimchi going for a flash taunt, but getting caught out.
Misses.
Going to live through
Killing
this though.
sprees.
And they still get pick
Red
up the
team's
kill.
turret has been destroyed.
I feel like blue team here is looking to probably.
Looking for a very early win here.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're just pushing a lot of pressure on this team.
We see a lot of
Red
aggressive
team's
wards
turret has
on,
been
in the
destroyed.
enemy jungle as well. It's going to be very hard for the purple team to come back from this.
So do you feel like blue team right now is going to, once they back, are they just going to kind of group up, go to Baron, or to like push up their lanes and then set up a Baron? Because they
I
only
think-
have one tower left that they have to take for objectives.
I think the smart idea, as Akali is doing right now, would just be to keep catching people out like this and just get more and more fed so that you can just dive those towers.
Yeah, they keep scaring them so much, like they keep like almost the intimidation factor where they're keeping them in their base as well. Like Akali is 7-0 right now with their Hextech
Yeah,
finish.
I feel like how far ahead, like you see Akali at level 12 and the enemy team level 9, 8, 9, 8, 9.
Exactly. Like
So she
that's-
could just straight up tank an enemy turret, an inhibitor turret with just a Shen shield on,
Exactly.
and that would just be ace.
Yeah, but it would be an ace right there, just with those two alone. Be interesting to see. We have red team has warded Baron. Blue team has a lot of vision in the red team's jungle, and we see just everyone kind of just pushing out their own lanes.
Although this game is not yet over, it would be the red team would have to pull out a pretty amazing catch here.
Yes, they have to ward up, and I think that they have to clear a lot of the wards right now. Do you feel like Oracles would be a good buy, or would it be better off for them just to keep doing pinks?
I
Like-
think
Like, that's a tough decision right now.
Oracles would be the better buy, but it's
The 400 gold plus
yeah, and
only
if you
time.
die, it's just like this. They're just getting dove, and that would have been an Oracle gone right there.
We have Akali jumping onto Orion here. Tarek is really low. Akali gets another kill, and it,
The Shen ult has not even gone down yet, and they're just diving all over the place. 4v5.
it's exactly. Shen's still pushing top. It's 45. Another base turret down. Paul, definitely an inhibitor as well on
This
this.
is going to be an inhib turret down very soon.
And then
Red team's
since they're all
turret
still
has been
healthy, I feel
destroyed.
like they're going to actually go top with
They
Shen.
could go for 2 or 3 more team fights like this.
Exactly. And then at that point, the gold disadvantage, which is 12k now, it's going to be almost too. It's too large. I
Red
feel.
team's inhibitor
This early in the
has been
game, that is
destroyed.
definitely too large.
Okay, I know we had a really good game last night where a team came back from a 10k deficit and everything, but I feel like the level of play and like people were just like trying to throw the game too hard. But I feel like this is blue
Definitely
team.
solid
Red
play
team's
coming out
turret has
of
been
blue team.
destroyed.
Yeah, they're really strong. We have Shen up top pushing as well, looking to split push, but the bottom team is all back in right now to buy.
You know, I don't think I've even used or even seen MF use her barriers thus far into the game. That's how just
Dominant she's been.
dominant this game's been.
They're actually going to get another kill here
Red
Getting
because
the Tarek, who some would argue is the tankiest on their team.
exactly.
Akali jumping even farther in and picking up another kill.
Another kill. So right there's another tower, and they actually want to back and buy. So
Now let's see how
I
much gold
suggest
they're
you
sitting on
run.
here.
I want
So we have MF on
Red team's
3k
turret
gold.
has been
So she
destroyed.
could just go back and buy another Bloodthirster right here.
exactly. Jeez. Another inhibitor down. That's 2 inhibitors down.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
I think very soon we're going to be seeing the end game screen.
Exactly.
What point do you think was the turning point of this game? The point where it was just said and done?
I feel like when Akali got 2 kills up top really, really quick, and then she kind of just snowballed out of that lane and took it to every other lane.
I've got to credit it a lot to that early first blood that they
That-
got on the Orianna.
I was going
It's
to say
just-
that as well.
Not only was like such a big advantage to the bottom lane, but the psychological effect that has. Like,
It's such a demoralizing thing.
yeah,
Like,
you lose the first blood and you're just thinking we're so far behind now. And
Exactly.
just
Blue team has
you're
slain
intimidated.
the
You're
dragon.
scared. You're more scared of jungle ganks. You're more scared of how strong they are.
Mhm.
And even though it's just an assist, it's just scary
it's
to play against
intimidation
that.
factor, especially when the one team is all diamond and plat players versus this team, which is all gold and silver players. Like it's like I think experience is a huge factor right now as well.
Teamwork and experience are big factors. Your individual skill level also is a big part of this game.
Exactly. Does our blue team play a lot together consistently, or are they more all solo players?
I think they do a lot of ranked 5s.
Rank 5s?
Trying to climb the ladder, and that's basically their practice regimen.
It's their practice regimen. So, and I'm not too sure about this purple team. I've only seen them. This is their first time here tonight, so I actually don't know much about them. But I think they're really starting to get into the mentality of like they have to practice together a lot, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, it is a good wake-up call for the team.
Do you feel like Blue's just gonna end the game right now, or do you think they'll take
Yeah,
Baron
I think
first?
they're just going to go for a push. The Baron is unnecessary at this point by how far ahead they are. I mean, it's 15k gold advantage at only 20 minutes into the game, 16-2. So I think the smart choice here would just be to push the last inhib and just take the Nexus towers.
We have a Kali trying to fight 1v3.
It doesn't even matter. She's just so strong. She could do the 1v3.
And
And that's exactly what we're seeing.
exactly.
Graves nearly dodging that
Yeah,
ice wall, I think it's called.
at this point, the game is pretty much over. It's just a matter of time. It looks like we have
there
fight
we
going
get
on
the
here. We'll
dive.
see if they actually get to kill Vankara.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I think they might get it here. Yes, they
They
do.
got Vankara.
Shut down.
So that's the
First death
for Holly.
Unstoppable.
Tarek's dead as well.
Shameful feeder.
Shameful feeder. Aren't you being nice?
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
We see some final aggression from the red
Samuel
team.
going down? No, Samuel.
Though
gets
it
the
seems like it's going to be in vain as the MF ult comes down
Blue team double kill.
with just Graves
Red
living
team's
that.
turret has been destroyed.
They could honestly dive the laser for this.
They want
Red
it, we'll see
team's
if they go for
inhibitor
it.
has been destroyed.
They want this. They really
They
do want
really
this.
do wanna
I
kill
think
him.
they're going for
There
it.
it goes. No.
But that's game one
Game one here.
for the blue team, and then they're going to be advancing to the grand finals, and we'll see the purple team going down to
The
face
loser
the
finals.
winners of the other game.
Yeah, the purple team will be in the losers finals.
Yeah, and then that'll be a best of three casted very shortly.
Actually, before that, we'll have a game, single elimination game to see who actually gets to the losers final out of the losers brackets first.
Exactly.
So we'll see who wins that. So right now we're looking at the score screen. We have a 9-1 Akali, 4-1-7 Anivia, 1-0-8 Thresh, and K for Kimchi actually went 0-2-7. What do you feel like his play was?
I think it didn't even matter.
It didn't even matter, yeah.
Like, it wouldn't. If they really needed him to be there, the thing was like he could have been involved in a lot more kills, but the team just didn't need that. He just
Exactly.
farmed the jungle so well, and having a 20 CS lead in the jungle is actually pretty big.
Exactly. Actually, yeah, that is a big advantage. Other than that, like we're looking at the purple team right now, who actually only one of them, none of them actually made 5.5k gold. Like that's a huge disadvantage there. Other than that, I agree with you that first blood is so demoralizing for a younger team to come in, especially when you're playing a team that's so much more experienced and they feel like they can just push people around, and that's exactly what they did.
I think the game was completely sealed when they got the top tower and the bottom tower down, and they just
Started
took the
rolling.
dragon, and then that was it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
There was some hope around the very early game when we saw Anivia and Orianna dueling, and some of the fights were going into Orianna's favor, but Shen was always there to save Anivia from those, so
Exactly.
that's game.
Other than that, we'll be starting the next game here real quick. We'll just do our sponsor shoutouts, and other than that, it will be a good time.
What is going on, everybody? Prodigy on the microphone here. Congratulations to 5K Crits GG. If I recall correctly, that's the same roster of players, or a very similar roster of players who have been consistently finding their way to the finals of these tournaments under a variety of different names. Really none of which that I can remember off the top of my head because they change them every single time. But congratulations to them for winning the Winners Bracket Finals. 5K Crits GG is now going to be the final boss of the tournament. We're going to be doing the $10 RP giveaway once again today here at Day 2 of the Edmonton Open League of Legends tournament at Overclock Gaming and Computers. So just get on Twitter, make a tweet with hashtag YEGOpen, and be sure you're following at OK Gaming to enter. This is all you have to do. Wow, this is so exciting, the RP Plus. It's pretty simple, and this guy could win. Do you really want to lose to somebody who's like, you Jimmy RP? I don't think you want to lose. Not to that. If you guys have legendary hunger, be sure to call 780-278-7877. Oodle Noodle will deliver directly to your door. You can check out their menu online at oodlenoodle.com. I believe it's .com. It might be .ca. Absolutely fantastic food. Highly recommend it. Thursday nights at League of Legends. It's Overclock night. Duh. Thursday nights at Overclocked is League of Legends night, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. $10 for members, $15 for non-members. If you guys are maybe a little bit more on the casual side, but looking to maybe compete in some of these tournaments or something, then this is definitely the place to come on down, meet some players, maybe you can get yourself on a team, or maybe you just level up your game a little bit so that you can eventually get to that level. You can discuss the highest level of high stratagems. You can meet some new players. You get your practice on. It's a great time. You should check it out. Be sure to check out Overclocked online at twitter.com/okgaming, facebook.com/overclockgaming. That's where you'll get invited to all of the events that are regularly taking place here at the venue. All of the VODs from today's event, as well as all our past events, can be found at youtube.com/overclockededmonton. And more information can be found at www.overclocked.com. We're going to get the next match started pretty soon. That next match is going to be the next set in the losers bracket, and that is going to be Arctic Monkeys versus Mighty Ducks. The winner of that is going to go on to fight Amateur Proctologists, and the winner of that will face 5K Crits GG in the grand finals of the tournament. Losers finals and grand finals would be best of threes. The grand finals will be a potentially double best of three set if the winners of this AE match here do manage to run it back in that first set. So there's a lot of League of Legends to be played throughout today. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to be bringing it to you live very shortly.